Good and back. All right, questions for Coach Hall?
Coach, it feels like right now you're close in some of these games. You just can't find a way to pitch it out. I think I was looking before we came in here. 1-4 right now in games decided by 5 points or less. You get yourself in position, you just still haven't found a way to kind of maybe close these out.
Yeah, I think it really still comes down to stops and rebounds. You know, and they were relentless in their attack, and we didn't do a good job of stopping Warren from getting to the rim. We did an atrocious job on rebounding, and we kept harping. We've worked since the beginning of the season, and we're not relentless rebounders. You know, we're very casual. We want the ball to bounce to us, and so we've got to hold those box outs longer. You saw how many balls came off. We were there, and then somebody runs around us and gets the ball, and just we're not. We don't take as much pride in rebounding as we do shooting, and so we've got to. That's an area like you can't. They had more offensive rebounds than we had rebounds. Like that's not okay. And so we kept harping on the fact that this game was not going to come down to shooting; it was going to come down to rebounding. And you can't give a team. It doesn't matter if they're a good shooting team, or you can't give somebody that many second chances. You just can't. And so we did a better job in the second quarter. And that's why we took the lead into halftime, because we held them to 2 offensive rebounds in that quarter, where we gave up 6 in the first quarter. And so then we came back and we weren't relentless in pursuing the ball. And that's something we've got to get. Now, I told the girls I'm proud that they continue to fight, they continue to play hard. The message is keep running the race. You don't stop running the race in the middle. You don't stop running the race when you're behind. You keep running the race until the end. And so they're continuing to fight, and I'm proud of that. But for us to be able to win, we've got to do some things better, and number one, it's rebound.
Everybody will kind of look at the last 30 seconds or so, but there was a couple of possessions where it felt like you guys rushed, tried to get out there, threw the ball away, and then there was one possession on their end where I think they had the ball at maybe like a minute and a half of clock time when you count the offensive rebounds, and then there was a foul in there too.
And then we fouled, reset the clock, they take it out of bounds. Like, yeah, absolutely. Like those kill you. You know, if you don't get a good shot and you turn the ball over, that kills you. And so, poise, on offense with the ball. And I felt like, we talked about it at halftime that ball movement and player movement was key. And we were taking a lot of unnecessary dribbles, and it wasn't any one player, it was all of us, and that's not what we practice. And so when we got the ball moving, we got better looks, we got better paint touches, our drives were straight line, strong drives instead of side to side, east to west, looking for things. And so we've just got to keep that poise and be strong with the ball. We had some players that made some good plays. Salma came in, gave us a big boost offensively. We've got to shore up those defensive boards a whole lot. And, we rotated some different players in there, trying to find a combination that would rebound better. But then it hurt us on some of the drives as well. And so we just got to keep working. I'm proud of how they fought. They continue to fight, even like at Kennesaw. We're trying to make sure we don't have a repeat of that third quarter at Jacksonville State where we just didn't fight back. And so as long as we continue to fight, we can continue to learn and improve.
Did you, kind of jokingly, did you almost try to lobby to keep this game going the way that Salma was there in the second quarter? Because obviously halftime, she comes back out, but she was in such a role there. It really kind of got you guys back in the game.
Well, it was really before that because we had talked coming out of timeout. They said, Salma, they're not going to let you keep getting to the rim. And they're going to collapse, they're going to sink, and they're going to put help in there. And so you've got to stay under control, and you might have a jump shot or you might have a kick out. And you're going to find that, but you're not going to be able to spin or split or get through there. And I think that last possession, she kind of went in there a little bit hard. And we need her to drive. She does a good job of driving. We just need that decision-making to be on point when the defense brings that help. There was one drive that she attacked, which was not a bad idea, but then Sophie's man's the one that helped, and we got a good three-point shot we can kick out to right there. And so those are things that we can work on and get better at. The thing that you can't coach effort, and we need effort on the boards. We've got decent effort, run the floor. We got decent effort on defense. We're not always great closing out on drives. We did a little bit better job on the three-point line, but we need effort on the boards. That's just there's no other way around it. Like it doesn't take skill. It doesn't take talent. It doesn't really even take size. I mean, crap, like Lex Mead was often our leading rebounder at 5'5". And she's like 5th in her league in Europe in rebounding. And so it's got nothing to do with size or talent. It's just about grit, guts, effort, and do you want it bad enough? And so we've got to let go of some of the, being concerned with our numbers on offense and be more worried about, I'm not going to let my man get the ball. And if we can do that, then we got another chance.
I saw her talk to Tatum after the game, and even in here, Trinity made a point to say, we told Tatum, we want you taking that shot every time. It was a great look. It unfortunately didn't fall. No,
I was hoping, obviously when she got it, I was hoping it goes in for her. And I need more timeouts. On the way in here, I said I didn't really want to take the third to last timeout, but we were gassed. And I felt like we just needed a break right there, and I didn't want to let them get on a run because we were just tired. And I tried to save those last two, and I wish I had one more. I was proud of their effort. In half court, we were trying to get a steal. I said, we got to go for the ball. If we get a steal and you can get to the rim, go. Don't take a timeout here and say, go. And because I thought we still had time. It's about 24, 23 seconds on the clock. I felt like if we got a steal, we still have time for another possession. We might get a three-point play the old-fashioned way. We didn't get that call. Tia made a good shot for us, but then we got another steal, and then we had another opportunity on the weak side. We just, for whatever reason, didn't get hold of the ball and get that ball up there. So anyway, there's things that we did well. The number one thing I'm proud of is they continue to fight. They continue to run that race to the very end, and the number one thing we've got to improve is we've got to be a grittier, more relentless rebounding team.
Coach, you bring up you can't coach effort when you look at that rebound total. How do you kind of address that, going into the next game as the coach? How do you kind of get them to kind of feed into the fact that you got to attack a little bit more to get those rebounds?
Yeah, Cole, we've tried. We've run extra sprints. We've watched film. We do rebounding drills every day. We reward great. We've pulled sled. We've done everything you can imagine to try to emphasize the importance of that. And we've just got to make sure that it's more of a pride thing. That's why I was telling the story about Lex Mead. It's just about pride. It's just about how hard you want to play, or it's not what you can do. It's what you're willing to do. And so don't tell me you can make that shot or you can do that. Like, are you willing to box out and get the rebound? Because that's why you have teams like Kelvin Sampson's team. That's why those guys like Tom Izzo's teams. That's why those guys win. They're not always first-round draft choices. Some of them are. But they're just gritty, tough, I don't want to lose guys. And that's what Lex did, and that's what she's continued to do. And we've got some that do that. We need more, and we need more consistency from all of them.
Anything else?